Oh hey, it's Barry, and Sony PSP dropped a very long time ago, but it's still regarded in many gamers' minds as one of the best gaming handheld systems that dropped in the past couple of decades, had so many original PlayStation games that are lost with time, and we really hope that PS5 get an emulator so we could relive some of these older games. Link to that video right in the cards up top. However, Sony seems to be gearing up to be dropping a brand new PlayStation Portable, coming out with all new features, new specs, and there's been a new leak that gives us some more insight on what's happening with the PSP, on the pricing, the release date, and everything that we need to know about the console. So I thought that I'd just make a quick video talking all about it. But before I do, I'd really appreciate it if you could just smash that like button, hit that subscribe bell, as I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm Barry Games and I make all types of gaming content. You could check out my channel. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. The article's headline is PSP 2. Price, expected release date, and everything you need to know. A new PlayStation handheld is rumored to be in development by Sony, and I made a video on this previously. I'd leave a link to it up in the cards, but we know that this console is going to be geared up to play PS4 games natively. But moving on, it says Sony could be working on the new PlayStation handheld, creating a true successor to the PS Vita or PSP 2 that so many have been waiting for. According to hardware leaker Moore's Law is Dead, who is a well-known leaker in the community, Sony is developing a genuine PlayStation Portable that can play games natively and won't just be a streaming device like the PlayStation Portal. And we all know the PlayStation Portal was a decent device. I don't know how many of y'all have that. But without the PS5, that device is basically a paperweight. It only streams games. You can't play games natively. You can't take it on the train unless you have like a really good Wi-Fi signal or anything like that. So a new native PSP sounds really exciting. I know a lot of people like the PlayStation Portal. The handheld will be powered by a custom AMD APU, similar to what we've seen with the Stream Deck, Asus ROG Ally, Lenovo Legion Go, and it will be capable of running PS4 games. Games could also receive a Pro-like patch to boost the performance of some titles to PS5-like quality, though how this would work remains to be seen, of course, as it is still unreleased. Judging by the popularity of the Sony PlayStation Portal, which still sold out despite being a $199 handheld that only lets you stream PS5 games via remote play, a native PlayStation handheld will be snapped up by fans. With the success of the Switch, Steam Deck, and rise of portable PCs, it seems like the market is ready to embrace handheld gaming once again after an initial decline due to smartphones dominating the space. Whether or not Sony could topple Nintendo's stranglehold on the portable space remains to be seen, but it certainly have to do a better job supporting the PSP 2 than it did with the PS Vita and has done with the PSVR so far. Now, there was many reasons why the PSP died in the first place. Sure, the UMD format was limited, didn't really take off. The disk drive and the screen was kind of a battery kill. And the marketing team didn't really push that many high-profile games and stuff. Although there were many PlayStation classics on the system that were pretty good and some still worth playing today, like Def Jam, Fight for New York, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. These games are kind of iconic and they kind of died with the system, but at the end of the day, Sony's support for the system is what probably killed it. It was in the ring with a bunch of big hitters like the DSi and the DS and stuff, and it just didn't really compete with big must-haves like the whole Mario franchise, Metroid. Now this all have me wondering if it could play PS4 games, I might be able to run at PS5-like quality. I'm really wondering how much this is gonna cost because the PlayStation Portal was already $199. And that's just a streaming device. It has a big beautiful screen, of course, yes it does, but $199 for a streaming device. I could only imagine how much Sony is going to cost for this handheld. It says here, if Sony does return to the handheld market with the PSP2, it'll certainly cost more than the last PlayStation Portable, the PS Vita. The PS Vita cost $250 for the Wi-Fi model and $299 for the 3G model. Compare that to the $200 Portal, a remote play streaming only device, and it's clear that a native handheld capable of playing PS4 level quality games for $50 more just wouldn't be feasible today. It's also worth looking into Nintendo's pricing structure. The Nintendo Switch cost $299 when it was released back in 2017, but the Switch 2 is tipped to cost $400. If Sony wants to release a handheld that is more powerful than a Switch 2 and able to compete with something like the Stream Deck, which is $399 for entry-level model at launch, expect it to cost more probably. The PSP2 price would likely fall between $300 to $500, then Sony has shown it isn't afraid to charge a high price for its products. PSVR starts at $549 and the DualSense Edge costs $200, and that's for a control and a VR. So basically this is probably going to be in a premium price category because they are slated to be bringing some premium performance with this console. Being able to play PS4 games is no feat on a handheld, and honestly, I'm kind of excited for this because this seems like it's going to be priced maybe at a whole new console, but a handheld that plays native PS4, PS5 games, I could play it on the go. The PSP was a huge hit. I always loved moving everywhere I go with my PSP. I really want to know what you guys think about this because the new PSP sounds super exciting to me. And the release date, because I'm excited for this console. I really want it to drop as soon as. And it says here, there is no guarantee that the PSP2 or a successor to the Vita will even see the light of day, as internal plans can change. However, the PSP2 release date is likely to be at least 2 years away, and that would put it in direct competition with the Switch 2, which is slipped to a release date of early 25, and potentially a successor to the Valve Steam Deck. Now I really want y'all to get a feel for how powerful the next console could be, and it says here, Sony will be aiming for at least PS4 levels quality with the PSP2 games, with rumors suggesting that some titles could even benefit from a pro-like patch that could increase power in certain games. And that is probably going to be mostly first-party games made by Sony Studios, but it also says that a PSP2 will likely be powered by a latest custom AMD APU, similar to what's inside the Steam Deck. It should benefit from any software and hardware advancements that would arise in the next few years. Sony has had a long-standing relationship with AMD, which makes the prospect of the PSP2 being powered by Nvidia or Intel extremely unlikely. So I just really like to know what you guys think about all this. All the information about the PSP2 has me excited, although they said it's only 2 years away. And not to get too excited because it is internal plans and this is all speculation. But I really want this console to come out because I love PSP. PlayStation Vita is lovely. I'd love to get my hands on a system like that again. Mobile games just doesn't do it for me. I really like to know what you guys think about all this. I really appreciate any support you give me on these videos. And as always, have a great day.